everybody, it's Christine with Cocoa Daisy, and today I'm going to share with you some fun tips and ideas on how to do some planning and note-taking and listing and journaling in various notebooks and inserts. We've got some great spring-inspired ideas, lots and lots of gorgeous colors, just kind of really get you in that mood to reflect and think about springtime and dust off, not really dust off, get rid of all the gray days and everything and move into spring. And one of the things I always look forward to in spring is gardening. So I've got some cute ideas on ways that you can incorporate gardening into your journaling and even into your planning. So let's dig in. The first thing I wanted to show you is a spread that I did using ring bound inserts. Now everything that you'll see here is actually from the Flourish collection from Cocoa Daisy. It is the May collection and it is beautiful. I just thought this was perfect for spring. All of the bright colors and flowers, and I am so ready for this. And the yellow just makes me think of sunshine, and so I love that. And yeah, definitely in the mood for this. So a lot of times when you see me showcase my A5 sized inserts, the ring bound ones, you'll see I do like a daily spread. I thought it would be fun to show you a way to set up a weekly spread. So these are a horizontal layout. So you have Monday through Sunday, and we have Saturday and Sunday grouped here. And what I like to do is I like to use this kind of like for a brain dump, to kind of plan out the bones of my week, I guess. And then I'll use my daily pages to fine tune that. And so I always like to add a little bit of a extra sticky note here, like kind of like a call out, like don't forget, like this is a big thing, but maybe I don't have a particular spot yet of where it fits in my schedule. So I will always kind of stick a sticky note in here. Some of the die cuts or labels are fun to use to kind of highlight things as well. I dated everything using the date stickers. I used some of the alpha stickers. I love using alpha stickers in my planning, just to kind of help, again, like highlight, make a bold point of something rather than always having to write everything out. And I also thought it was kind of fun, this particular sticky notepad, I was able to use some of these stickers here will fit in this area here. So I did the May goals and put that in there. They also fit on the die cuts for the tabs. So there's tab die cuts in here as well. So this was a die cut. These were stickers. The little cleaning icon is from here, and the little trash icon is from there. I used one of our clear pet stickers. These are super fun. I love the little corners. Like these would be cute to use on the sticky note as well. And oh, and I did use what looks like it's stapled. They're so realistic. I put that on here, and then the little priorities flag. That was fun. We've got some washi tape. There's a beautiful pen case. Got my pretty little peach pen in there, so I'm ready to go with that. And then the only other thing that I would probably add to this is I always like to have some sort of pocket. And I would use some of the heavy weight cardstock. You can take this and cut it and put one of the adhesive pockets. The only reason I didn't do this yet is I haven't really decided how I want to layer these yet. I love the cardstock so much, so I know I'm going to make some dashboards and some tags and stuff from these. So I'm just kind of waiting till I do my whole setup to determine, like, which ones I want to use for what. So that's the only reason I don't have my pocket already made. But these are great because there's adhesive. I've got a fun technique coming up for you and a way to make an actual pocket out of cardstock as well. So I'll show you that in a moment. But the fun thing about these is you can just layer these. Look at how pretty that would be together, and punch holes in that, and then you've got it ready, and you can put something, you can store some of the sticky notes in there. If you do the larger one, the stickers will fit in there. So there's a number of different ways that you can use those with the cardstock. So that's just a look at an idea on how you can create a weekly planner spread using just some stickers and some Post-it notes. Now let's look at a fun way to add some journaling and planning all together. I know a lot of you use a disc-bound system, and you use the vertical setup for planning. So I wanted to show you a couple ideas on what you could do using that type of a system. And I love to put photographs in my journaling and in my planning. I think it personalizes things. It encourages me to take photographs, which I love, because I do try to do in my scrapbooking, which is in a separate video. You'll have to check that out. I like to try to take a photograph a day. I don't care if it's the same sort of thing. I mean, I have a ton of pictures of my mugs and stuff on my desk and the dogs, you know, I mean, and that's fine because that's my day to day, and I love to do that. So I feel like adding a photograph is a fun way to incorporate that into your planning, into your journaling. So these particular pages, and these are pages from the classic vertical inserts that we offer. And here's a weekly spread. And so again, going back to adding journaling with your planning, some people can just journal. I have a hard time just journaling whatever comes to mind. I kind of need a jumping off point or a theme or some sort of inspiration, I guess. And so what I did with this is there's 3 sections per day. And I left these open for planning, the top 2. And then the bottom one, I thought it would be neat to, again, give myself that direction for my journaling. So I decided that the reflections, and actually that came from one of the, I believe it was one of the sticker sheets. And this is all items from the Flourish, the Cocoa Daisy May collection. This is the journaling kit. So I used one of the vellum stickers, and it said reflections, and I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of perfect. So this bottom section, if I did kind of reflections on the day. So for each day, I wrote something out, and I put that on here. It didn't have to be long. It could be a snippet. It could be one thing. If I miss a day, that's fine. But here's just an example of that, of how you can use those divided sections. And if you kind of don't have a lot for a particular day, then just fill it in with sticker or rub-ons or pattern paper. The fun thing that you could do as far as another technique is you get these full sheets of stickers. So like pattern. They're like huge pieces of sticker patterned paper, right? You could cut these down to fill in those sections too. It would add a little color and pattern. If you didn't have a photograph, you could just add that real pretty piece of patterned paper there if you wanted to. I put the little vellum quote there. And then I used just some rub-ons as well. So there's a few rub-ons in here. This little stitched piece of printed ribbon. I thought that looked cute, layered over top of the reflections. And then I just used some washi tape along the bottom to, again, add a little more pattern and just kind of fill in those spaces a little bit. I used the Great Alpha stickers, as I mentioned when I do my planning. I love to use alpha stickers. They just kind of highlight things and kind of bring them to the forefront a little bit. And then I used one of the washi strips here to designate that, shipping goes from here to here for the whole week. And I thought that really turned out cute. And then I've just got the to-do lists for each day. And again, you can put some in each section. You can leave some of those sections open. And then I added my photograph, and I used one of they're really cute. The Rub-ons have these little, what look like little thumbtacks or little glitter dots. You could do either way. I thought it kind of looked like a thumbtack, so it looks like I tacked the photograph on there. And then I used some of the date stickers to go on there. And I really like how that turned out. It's very clean. There's a lot of type on here, which that's another thing. If you don't like your handwriting, you can get some sticker paper that you can run through, and I'll try to see if I can find the brands. I've had to switch brands because the one that I normally use, I'm running out of. I need to try another brand because the one that I normally use, they no longer carry. I just get mine from Amazon, but you can look them up. It's just matte sticker paper that you can run through your printer. And what's nice is then I can type up what I want, and I can run through and then just stick that on here, and it's super clean and nice, and it's not my nasty handwriting, which I know, yes, we're supposed to embrace our handwriting, but especially for purposes like this where I want you guys to see something clean and pretty, you don't need to see my handwriting. So that's another little tip that you can do, though, is especially if you want to maybe keep this and kind of plan ahead, you can print those out each day. It's kind of fun to do. Or you can handwrite it on a separate piece of paper and then go back at the end of the week and print it out. If this is something, if you like to keep your pages, you can totally do that. But the nice thing about these is they come unpunched, so you can use a disc-bound system with this or a ring-bound system, whatever works for you. But yeah, so this is a fun way to use your inserts for planning and journaling all at the same time. There is room for that, and I believe that if you give yourself kind of a direction, then it makes it a little bit easier. Another fun way to add journaling and planning in your notebooks is by creating pockets. And I had so much fun making these. And I'm going to do, we're not going to go through a tutorial here. I'm going to do a YouTube live. I'm hoping the end of this month. So it's going to have to be back when we get back from our vacation. But I'll sit down with you guys and I will show you how to make these cute little envelopes or pockets. And you can use them in your planner. So they're super easy to do, but I'll do a little live and we can chat and I can show you how to make them. So be watching for that, but that will be the end of this month. So the end of this month being the end of March. But I'm just going to kind of explain a little right now. I took and all of the items that you see in here are from the May Flourish Collection from Cocoa Daisy. This is specifically the deluxe journaling kit that I'm using for these. And I loved this card that came in here. You can use pattern paper as well. I'll show you that. But I really liked the way that this was done. So basically, you're just trimming this and scoring it, putting some folds in it, and then punching out a little bit at the top there. So you have a little bit of an opening, and it creates this great little pocket. Now, of course, then you can't see your journaling prompts, so you may want to use those first before you use the card. Or if you don't use them, it's a great way to use the card. And so what I did as well here, so I have this area here that I can use for my planning or for scheduling things. And then this side, I have kind of my to-do list. So this is a to-do list for kind of the whole month, right? So I have my early spring garden to-do list. I've got those on there. This was another piece of the pattern paper I just cut down. I added the tab on here, and then the little important rub-on along the top. And that I can tuck into my little pocket. And now I have a to-do list that I can use, for the entire month. I can add some of my sticky notes in the little pocket there. I can add some of the other die cuts, things like that. I can take and use, if you have any of the clear acrylic cards and you want to wrap washi tape around them, you could put that in the little pocket. That works really well. So this is kind of got me set up for planning. I got my little to-do list. I'm ready to go with that. And then I have my stripe page here where I can break down whatever I want as far as the week. I added some date stickers on there for that. I added, this was kind of a fun little technique that you could do. So you get this cute little sticky note pad, and the days of the week that are on the journaling kit stickers work really well in that little opening there. So you could handwrite whatever you want to kind of highlight what that note is a reminder of, or you can use the little days of the week like I did there. And I thought it would be fun just to kind of throw a pretty little quote or a little saying, just to kind of bring that in there. But I wanted to add some of the lines. So in the kit, you get this great little stamp, and it fits really, really well on there. So I stamped that in a color. I think this is like a melon color. There's a sunshine color, and there's a pretty kind of jade teal color. So there's a couple of different ways. You could always stamp it just in black as well. But I thought that was really cute. And then you've got those lines. If you're like me, you kind of need lines to write stuff. But I also thought it was kind of pretty and decorative and added a little more color. And I went with the color that matched the little swirl for the Monday sticker. And then I added the little butterfly sticker on there as well. So I thought that was really, really cute. It kind of sets me up. It's ready to go. There's my planning section. Now, if I wanted to do more of a journaling entry, you can do the same idea here. This time I made the pocket out of the pattern paper. So you could make a pocket like this out of pattern paper. You can make it out of vellum. There's this beautiful vellum that has the gold foil on it. You could make it out of a piece of like the specialty paper like this, which is really pretty. It's kind of got that great kind of embossed texture feel to it. You could layer some of the papers together. You could use plain white cardstock and use some of the rub-ons to decorate it. There's so many different things that you could use to make pockets. But for this one, I wanted to do a bunch of layers. And actually this month, that was kind of my goal with everything, is to really showcase layers and how you can take bits and pieces and layer them together. And I did that and that's the fun thing then, is you make a pocket, then you can decorate it, right? So I took a couple of the rub-ons. There's this cute little stamp and this little tag. I rubbed those on a piece of plain white cardstock and then just cut them out. And now I have die cuts. You can obviously use some of the die cuts if you want, but you can do the same thing with stickers. If you want them a little heavier duty and you want like those edges to kind of stick up like that, you could take the stickers and put them on cardstock and cut them out. There's a lot of ways that you can use those to create die cuts. You could even take washi tape and punch, lay it on white cardstock and use a punch to punch it out and get a die cut that way too. And then I used, so we have this beautiful, and this is not part of this particular kit, but we do have these in the store, in the Cocoa Daisy store, and it's a butterfly, and I'm hoping you can see that. And it's a stamp head, so you'll buy just the stamp head. We have all of our wax seal stuff for sale in the store, but this is a new stamp head. It's the little butterfly. And I wanted to show you something else that's kind of a neat technique. So I used my little furnace and my spoon, melted that down, and used the stamp head. So you have to use the wax beads. And these, we have a couple of different colors. There's a green, there's the ice blue and the ocean blue trio. So if you look at these at first and you go, okay, well, none of those colors will match. Actually, they will, because the cool thing about, so like the green, there's 2 different greens in there. The ice blue, there's 3 different blues. And then this ocean blue trio, there are 3 blues as well. When you take these apart and use just the one color, it's the perfect kind of jade or teal green. Isn't that pretty? So remember that when you're buying beads, wax beads, if you ever see them mixed, think about the individual colors as well as mixing them. They're beautiful mixed together because you get the swirls. But if at your first glance you're like, oh, those won't go, take a moment to look at them separately, because you may find that some of them really, really would work actually with whatever colors you're using. And that's what I found with this one. And I love that pop of the teal on there. I think it's so, so pretty. And then you've got the cute little butterfly. So I layered that on there. And then I cut another little card out, added this beautiful journaling about spring and kind of thoughts on spring. I added the rub-on. And the cool thing about rub-ons, here's another little tip and idea. Do your rub-ons, obviously not after you do your journaling, but after you've done everything else as far as placed all of your other bits and pieces down. So I have the piece of pattern paper, and then I added my tab die cut, and then my little rub-on for happiness. Then I went in and I used the rub-on of these pretty flowers, because they will rub on right over top of those layers. So you can see where I rubbed that over top of the layers here, it kind of brings it all together. I did the same thing here. So this is a separate piece of pattern paper that I put down, but then I did the rub-on over all of it all at once. And I love that effect. You get a great, again, we're talking about layers, you get a great layering with that, and it kind of blends everything together, which I really, really like. Same idea here, added a couple rub-ons there and a sticker with the spring reflections. And then here what I did is, again, I laid that piece of paper down. I distressed the edges a little bit, because at first I had just the sticky note pad, or the sticky note with the pretty saying on it. But then I was like, it needs more. So I kind of almost created a layered layout for these journaling pieces. And the other thing I found, so we mentioned that you could use the stickers with the days of the week on that sticky note. You can also use, if I can find it, washi strips. The thin washi strips will fit perfectly in there as well. And it, again, it gives that great pop of color, a little more pattern to it. I stamped it again using the stamp and laid my my journaling over top of it. And I put it down, and I wanted I wanted to play around, because I love the realistic bits on these pet stickers. And so you have the little photo corners. I added those at the top, and I love how that turned out. I think it's a beautiful journaling page. The fun thing is, again, with the pocket and talking about photos and incorporating photos into everything, you could add then later on some pictures of spring. If you take a walk or if you garden, you could add photographs in that pocket as well. And I think that would be really, really cute. So that is a look at some ideas. Oh, and I should mention this notebook size. Normally it has a craft cover. I apologize, this is my sample, it does not. But this is the standard size notebook, and this is from Cocoa Daisy as well. So that's a couple ideas on how to plan and journal in your notebooks. So here's another way, like I showed you in the vertical planning, the classic vertical inserts, the larger, if you have a disc-bound system, or vertical planning using inserts. I showed you how I included planning and journaling. I'm doing that also in a notebook here and on a smaller scale. So the last thing that I showed you was the standard size notebook. This is the weeks size, or I'm sorry, this is a standard size as well. So it's on a smaller scale from the classic vertical. And this one is not my sample. It actually has the craft covering, so yay. And this is showing you how to include on a spread to break it down each page per day, and then include a little, maybe a little quote, maybe a poem, and some of your own reflections or journaling, and then as well as your to-do list. And taking those ideas, journaling and planning together, but then also throwing in a bunch of layers. So now we're kind of taking everything and putting it all together to create almost like beautiful layouts and spreads for your planning. And I think that this makes, especially if you're using a notebook, it makes it a great way to make your planner or your journal kind of like this keepsake. And I love that idea. And again, throwing in a photograph, because y'all know I love to do that. So I took and added a little bit of a larger photograph on here. And I wanted to create a layer, but also use that layer to kind of separate my to-do list kind of from the background, if that makes sense. So it allowed me to put layers behind it and create all of that great texture, but also kind of highlight the to-do list. So I just took some plain white cardstock and I kind of figured out kind of a size, and then tore the edge. This one I tore the side and the bottom. This one I just tore off the side. And I placed those on my page. I added a photograph here. And then, so each page, as I mentioned, is a day. And I used just some stickers, some weekday stickers. I have Monday, Tuesday on here. I did not date these yet. You could totally add the date if you wanted to. And then I just wrote up what would be some to-dos for those days. I used the little arrow stickers to just kind of work with the day of the week, just to kind of layer, again, throwing in all of those layers. I added this graph or grid washi tape down the side, and then just built the layers up from there. I loved these stickers. Oh, and all of what you see here is from the Flourish May collection from Cocoa Daisy, and it is the stationery kit. So it's kind of fun. The stationery kit you can use for anything you want at all. I thought going with the theme of talking about planning and journaling together and layers, this worked really, really well for this. But it has these great little flourishes. Aren't they pretty? And so I had a few of those that kind of wrap around, and again, creating those fun layers. Those are in the background. I added the cute little clip. There's two of them here. This one has the little ampersand, that has the renew on it. And this would be a fun way if you wanted to tuck in a little, a note card somewhere. Here's this cute postcard. If you have some more sticky notes that you wanted to just tuck in and hold on there, or if you wanted it to use to mark a page, you could do that as well. That would be fun. I just thought it was kind of pretty adding that on there. And the flowers, the colors are absolutely perfect. So I loved that as well. And then, so before I finished adding all of my type, I went through and I added some of the vellum die cut stickers. These are, I didn't end up using yet. So these are just vellum and they're die cut. Aren't they cute? I used a couple of those on there. There's also a sheet of the Great Pet stickers, super clear. I was really tempted to use a couple of these, but I didn't quite get there. So I kind of wasn't, you know, sometimes it's best to know when to stop too. It's like I wanted to keep going with the layers, but I added one of the sticky notes just kind of in the background. But the thing I had the most fun with is this roll of postage stamp stickers. This is not washi tape. So we've had washi stickers before on a roll. I wanted to do something different, and I wanted them to feel more like a postage stamp. So these have a regular paper sticker on them, and you get a whole roll. Isn't that adorable? I absolutely love these. I love these. I love these. I love these. You could just stick it down as a whole roll, as a border. Super easy, super fast, right? Or you can cut them apart. They're not perforated. You need to cut them apart. And it may take you a minute, especially if you have fingernails and like poor close-up vision, like I do, to get them apart. So just work at it because you have that little die cut edge. But they are paper stickers. So you can see that they're not see-through. They're not a vellum. They're not a washi tape. They are a paper sticker. And I cut those apart and then I layered them. I added a couple of them. I put a little foam adhesive behind them and again got those great layers. And then I went in and added, this is just a beautiful little saying about spring, but going back to the whole journaling and planning together. So I have my planning and then I have just, you could do a gratitude on there for your journaling. You could do a reflection like these are. For each day. You could do a meditation, you could do a prayer, you could do anything like that that you wanted to add in with your planning, and you create this beautiful, to me, this is a beautiful journaling spread. And I love that. But it also has your planning, which is kind of neat because it's fun to go back sometimes and look at what life was like at that snippet in time, right? And but yeah, the layers, like you could layer if you have vellum at all. Like this one has these little gold dots. This would be a little torn piece of that behind there. Oh, I may go back and add that. That was really pretty. So there's a lot of different ways that you can create those layers, but it's functional as well. And then it creates this great keepsake. And again, this was the stationery kit. So have fun and play, incorporate journaling and planning all together. Even if you're like me and you don't do a lot of journaling and you struggle with it, even just a beautiful quote to me is a fun thing to add. Add some photographs in there and you'll love playing with the layers as well. Hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, ring the bell, share these videos with your friends. We love getting the word out for Cocoa Daisy. And we love all of you. And thank you again so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you check out our other videos that I've got up and the unboxing videos. We have a bunch of them every month, so enjoy those. And like I said, I'm hoping to do a YouTube live the end of March here and walk you through a few things and we can chat. It'd be a lot of fun.